It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So for this week's video, we are going to be talking about videos. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking specifically about VHS videos. Yes, those archaic things that we used in the 80s and 90s a lot after the Betamax happened. So we're going to talk about bolos today. So for anybody that doesn't know what bolo means, it means be on the lookout. So we are going to be on the lookout for these VHSs. And these are used, a lot of these, some of them are new. I'll kind of let you know which one's which, just so you can gain an idea about price. But truthfully, whether you find a new one of these movies or a used one, there is money to be had. It is just a matter of how much. And I did have a viewer request this video. So actually, thank you for the wonderful idea, viewer. And I always welcome ideas from anybody else that would like to make suggestions. It's always good for me to get ideas for new content. It can be hard being a YouTube creator and having to think of new ideas every single week. So yeah, I welcome ideas from all of you. And I also kind of want to put out there before I get started, I do have a Facebook group that is growing. As of right now, there's about 150 resellers in it. I would love to have you a part of it if you are not already. And that group is called Crow's Thrifty Finds eBay Reseller Group. So we talk about a lot of really good things there. I try to offer tips when I can. It's kind of a new group still, so we're forming it. But it's really good, really great people in it. So I would invite you to be a part of it if you are not already. So let's get into the video today. Video number 1. We are talking about a movie called Devil Snow. This is a horror movie, and you will hear me talking about quite a few horror movies. Generally, there's a lot of kind of underground horror movies that you can make really good money on if you find them on VHS, and you never know, it could be at a garage sale near you. So this video is actually going to be one of the more pricier ones in the video, if not the priciest. So this one was previously owned. So this price is for a used copy of this movie. This movie came out in 91. And this thing, as you can see, sold for $610 used. And that was with 33 bids. So this, I'm guessing this is probably a rare movie, but grails, as I always say, are out there. You just never know when you're going to find them, but you got to know to find them. So imagine you could possibly double your money if you found a sealed one. So that would be amazing to be able to have $1,000 sale on a VHS that you got at a garage sale for a quarter, you know. So definitely be on the lookout for this movie called Devil Snow. Video number 2, this is a kids movie. This is Pokemon, the first movie. So many Pokemon bolos out there, and the more vintage they are, the better, as it often is with Pokemon stuff. So this VHS is used. So this video sold for $160, which is still a great payday. So you imagine, you know, you find it used, it's going to be less than that, but if you find any form of this movie, it's worth picking up, especially for what you're probably going to pay for, because VHSs at garage sales basically go for nothing most of the time. So you're going to be paying a quarter, $1, you know, something little. So this is a great pickup, this movie, Pokemon, the first movie. Number 3, another horror movie, the Begotten. Begotten is what it's called. This is a previously owned copy, so it's been used and watched, and this movie sold for $400. So this is a bolo for sure. I don't know a thing about this movie. I'm actually not really savvy with movies in general. I've always been kind of more of a music person over a movie person, so I can't attest to what kind of movie this is. I just know it's a horror movie. That's basically what I know. Next movie is a movie called The Abomination, another movie I know nothing about, but I know I'm going to look for it and I'm going to pick it up if I see it, because this movie, The Abomination, sells for $305. That's what it went for at auction with 9 bids. So again, people were fighting over this movie, The Abomination. I've called many things The Abomination, but I've never seen the movie. I like the word abomination. It's kind of a fun word. But yeah, moving right along. The next movie is not a horror movie, but a slasher film. So that's a whole nother audience, although some like both. And this movie is called The Prowler. And this one was previously owned. This one also sold at auction for $211.49 with 15 bids. So this is a desirable movie and definitely one to be on the lookout for. Now we're going to go back to kids' movies. We're going to talk about Chicken Little. This movie sells for $215 on average on eBay, and that is a great payday. I'm guessing this is kind of around the same time as the Disney Cars movies, because there was these movies that came out on VHS only through the Disney Movie Club, and there's a few, rarer titles that came out right before they just got rid of VHSs altogether. And so it was only available to those Disney Movie Club members, and I'm guessing this was one of those. I know that's the case with Disney Cars, which I've mentioned in other videos. That is a huge bolo that can sell for $5,000, which I did not mention in this video only because I've mentioned it in other videos. But yes, Chicken Little, $215. And I'll get to another Disney movie in just a moment. The next movie we're going to talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This movie I saw. This one I can remember. I think a lot of people watched this movie in the 90s. I loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid. It wasn't the most common thing for girls to like, but I liked it. So, but yes, this movie, we're talking new prices here. There's a large difference in new versus used on this, and I'm trying to avoid graded copies, just because it's kind of a pain to get things graded. But do know that if you get these videos graded, they can be worth even more than this. But $444 is what this movie has sold for on eBay. So that is a great payday. That's new. But yeah, you get it graded, even higher. Next, another kids movie. This is another Disney Movie Club movie, Brother Bear 2. Not a super popular movie, and my guess is that's why this movie sells for so high. $549.99, $550 for a new copy of this. So you figure if you find a used one, it's still going to be, in a good price range for what you're going to pay for it, as I said about other movies. So yeah, definitely something to keep your eyes open for. Brother Bear 2 specifically, not the first one. Got to be the second one. A lot of the times these sequel movies are more rare and more money. Next movie is a movie called The Worst Witch. Some of you may recognize Tim Curry there. I know I recognized him. So this is probably a cult classic type movie. This copy sold used for $500. So again, you can find it used and still have a great payday as well. Because yeah, $500 to find this video new and sealed. And when it comes to VHSs, you want to make sure that it wasn't resealed by the thrift store, because I know some of them do that. You want to look for watermarks. You want to look for like those little tabs that they put on them. You want to be sure that it's not just got plastic wrap on it to make it new, because I've been fooled by that a few times. So I just want to kind of let you all know that that's something that you need to look out for, because you will not get new value. These buyers, these collectors are going to see these kind of things in the pictures and not purchase them at new prices, because they aren't actually new. They just look like it. Next, this movie probably won't surprise people that it sells for a lot. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. New can sell $439.91. That's what this one sold for. So there's kind of a range of prices I've seen on this particular movie, but Star Wars is collectible. You want to look for Star Wars movies new. It's just a good idea. More vintage movies, the better. But anything on VHS at this point is vintage, I guess. So if you see Star Wars on VHS and it's new, probably want to pick it up. Next, this movie I have never heard of. It came out in 2000, but this movie is called The Color of Friendship. I don't know exactly what this movie sold for, but it's just kind of one of those rare movies to keep your eyes open for. It sold best offer on 400, so obviously this isn't going for nothing. This probably, you figure could have been in the $300 range, high 200s maybe. Even used, because this movie is incredibly rare, it sells for $75. So, you double that, and maybe that's what this other video sold for. It's really hard to say, but I'm guessing in the $200, $300 range new, and used. Yeah, you could sell definitely for $75. So again, when you think about what you're paying, these are definitely great videos to pick up. And that's gonna complete the list today. I thank you all for watching. My name is Melanie. Please do subscribe to my video. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video if you have not. So subscribe to my channel, like the video. And again, this is Melanie with Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you next week.